A good game, man. That's a good game for the fans. Obviously, when two teams nearly score 100, and there's a shot at the end of the game to send the game into overtime, and there's a scrap underneath where the ball could have gone either way. If we pick it up, lay it up, we take the lead. So, when you have a game like that, it's a treat for the fans. I'm obviously from Alabama, and I like when you get to see good basketball. So if you would said years ago you get to see two teams play in a scrap in a one-possession games, and both teams only score 200 points, everybody would say, man, where did I sign up to get to watch that? So I was glad that the game delivered to that. Obviously, I wanted to come out on the right side of that game. Alabama was really good. Some of their guards made some really big shots late in that game, and played well. Ours played well too. So that's why the game could have absolutely gone either way. And, we just got to keep trucking along. I told our players in the locker room, it's tough that we didn't come out on the right side of it, but at the end of the day, we're halfway through the league. We're in first place of the league. We have 5 of our remaining 9 games at home. If I would have said that before the season, we got an opportunity to go to sole possession in first place here on Saturday. So if I would have said, hey, before SEC play started, what do you think? Would you sign up for that? We would say we'd sign up for that. And we have signed up for that. So we got to move on from this one and realize the opportunity that's in front of us.
Wanted to ask you about the full court pressure. It seemed like Alabama did a good job of not turning it over. Also seemed like y'all did a pretty good job of making sure they didn't get any easy looks,
Right.
Breaking away. What were your thoughts on it?
It was good. I mean, that was our best defense in the game when we just looked at some of the analytics of it. They missed some threes, against it. I think that's when it's a treat for the fans, where they're both they're comfortable rolling and we're comfortable rolling. You know what I'm saying? So, our problems was the second half and the half court on D. They got going. We couldn't keep them out of the paint. But full court, I was okay with the way that the game was going, and they were probably okay as well, and that's why it was a fun game.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about you guys' game plan. You guys did a great job back cutting and getting your guards downhill for just about the entire second half. Was that something you guys saw on film and game plan? And then I wanted to ask you about the impact of a young man from my city that I've watched grow up, Jakari Lane, getting a chance to play for you and play on the biggest stage in college basketball, and what kind of impact he's made on your squad.
Yeah, good question. We want to take what the defense gives us. If they're top blocking, we got to take advantage of their top blocks, and whatever that calls for. If they want to play between ball and the rim, we got to go get the hand cuts and come off wide pin. So whatever the defense, it's an offensive game. I mean, if you make the right read, the defense should be at the offense's mercy. We missed a couple of those that we were right there at the rim, and we got to finish those. We didn't finish great at the rim. Jakari Lane's a winner, in every way. Usually he's the best guard on the floor, or most valuable guard on the floor to their team. I don't know even what he shot. I don't care if he scored. I don't know. He's just a complete winner, and he's the kind of player you can ride with, kind of player you can get the NCAA tournament with and do something with, because he's got a heart and he's got character. And, when things are going good, he's steady. When things are going bad, he's steady. And he's just done that. He was a state champion in high school, conference champion before he came here at UNA. And right now we're pursuing a conference championship right now with him as our starting point guard.
Bucky, a well-coached game by both sides. You mentioned this in your opening remarks, but what do you credit this great start for so far for you guys?
I think that we got good people in our locker room. We don't lose sight of the main thing, which is playing hard and unselfish. We have depth, even though we have no returners from last year's team. We do have some older guys in there, and they're a true team in every regard. They're not worried about so much about, like, hey, did I get my points? What does my AAU coach think? What does this guy think? They're about winning. And when you do that, and particularly in this day and age of college athletics, regardless if there's a size gap, a talent gap that could happen every now and then, I'll take our side if we keep playing that way.
Bucky, what kind of emotions ran through you tonight coming home? You've been in this building and come up very close before. seeing so many people that you know from the past?
That was good. It was good to see everybody. I had a lot of texts this week. And, like I said, my parents went to the University of Alabama. I know a lot of people here. I used to go to all the games when Wimp Sanderson was the coach and sit up there. Me and my dad did. I saw Wimp for the game. I told him, that's right where we sit, right up there, man. Watch every game. Watch Robert Ory, Latrell Sprewell, James Robinson. I watched all those guys. So, it was great. It was great for my parents, right, to get to see that. They were University of Alabama grads. It was even better when we beat Auburn. They loved that, and but they were pulling for the Aggies tonight, and so it was good good to see people. And it was great for them.
Coach, every Alabama guard in double figures tonight. What makes the Alabama so difficult to defend?
Just multiple shooters, talent. Like someone asked about, what do you think about the team? Like, well, they have skill, size, athleticism. They're not missing much here, and they had us size at most of the spots. They have great skill, so they got a great roster. And when they're playing well, they've been the top 10 caliber team in the country when they played well. I thought they played good tonight. That was the worst I'd seen them play at Florida in a while. And that just happens, and so I figured they'd come back and really play well tonight, and obviously they did. I know Nate would get them right, and they played good basketball tonight.
Coach, it's a broad question, and I've been blessed to follow your entire career from Mountain Brook to Sanford and now here to at A&M. And in so many words, how do you build such special cultures in your programs?
With great people, obviously, and then just focus on the long term and never waver. I think that's the most important thing. Like, everywhere that I've been, if I was at Mountain Brook High School, our first year was only a year we didn't win 20 games. It took us 5 years to win a playoff game, but then we played in 7 of the next 8 state championships because we kept a long-term vision. Our athletic director at Sanford, I was fortunate enough, got the biggest break of my life. Martin Newton back there hired me at Sanford, and I remember talking to him. He just said, man, don't worry about the short term, say long term. That gave me all the confidence I needed to do what we wanted to do. We won 6 games my first year at Sanford, 6 games. And then we won 3 conference championships, won 20-plus games every year, and had it going. This year, we started off 2-2. We played Oklahoma State. We looked like a JV team playing a varsity. We lost at home to Central Florida. And then since then until tonight, that was November 14th was the game, we have not been trailing at the end of regulation. We lost 2 games in overtime, 1 in double overtime. And 1 game in overtime, another in double overtime. Then tonight, I thought we were going to overtime again. Right? So that shows something. And culture travels too, right? It's not just like you're amped up, man, I'm so pumped up to play at home. We played 5 games on the road in the first half of the league, right? We won at Auburn, won at Texas, won at Georgia, lost in double OT at Tennessee, and then we're shot away here to take it to overtime again tonight. And I think we just keep focusing long term, good things will happen for us.
Anything else for Coach? All right.
Yep.
Oh, one more over here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Sorry, Bucky. Just wanted to ask you about that final sequence. How do you coach that end of game situation in the sense of trying to miss it, tip it back? You got a pretty good look from 3. I'm just interested. Do you guys work on that throughout the week and throughout the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of time to work on it a lot. I'd be lying to you. We may do a special situation one day on what to do. We put your best rebounders in there. I mean, this is genius coaching. Put your tall rebounders in there to try to go tip it out. And we got a great look, The whole sequence coming down to that, where we went and we had the turnover right there with our big guys on the press, executed it perfectly, and we're trying to get that ball and lay it up. Then we got to come in there and we're trying to get a jump ball before a foul, but we foul quick, come down the other end, and then we had that opportunity. But I'm saying that for this reason. You're saying, Coach, I didn't ask you all that. The reason we wouldn't have even got to that point if we couldn't execute the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, executed it right, had a good look. It looked good from the side, didn't it? Anyway, thank y'all. Appreciate it.